So this will be a little bit of playing around with palmas while you're doing Solea Buleria, okay? So I want to talk about a couple of things. First of all, we're going to talk about a simple idea that creates, remember we talked about silencio in the middle of a compás. So this kind of leaves things up in the air so that when they come back down there's a greater contrast. So as opposed to going which is fine, which is nice, but once in a while you can hit which leaves that space in there. Then if you want to really punch the setup before you do the resolve, you just go like you would do in a desplante Buleria, 1, 2, 3. So if I'm doing normal, that's 1, 2, 3. Again. Now notice I didn't hit 12 with my foot because I'm going to accent 1, 2, 3. So if you let the 12 go by, the 1, 2, 3 has more oomph behind it. So again. Resolve, where you would normally resolve 7, 8, 10, and then you come back in. So if I'm learning. And you're back in there. So that's a very simple idea, but it's a nice thing that can keep your palmas from getting boring when you're doing Solea Buleria. It has this marching quality to it, and it does tend, it's nice. But if you don't change it up and play with it just every once in a while, it can get kind of monotonous. So in addition to that, let's go ahead and throw in this new little variation you can do with your feet. Okay? So basically, the type of articulation you're going to do is foot and foot. And then you're going to do it compacted like this. That takes a little bit of practice. All you're doing is foot, hand, foot. So I would recommend just starting out simple and then see if you can go a little bit faster. Pretty soon you'll have that to work with. Once you develop the ability to be able to do that, and maybe you have it already, maybe you have that ability already, then you can insert it into a couple different places, and there's probably more than that, but for our purposes we'll keep it simple in a Solea Buleria compás. So where I tend to think of it happening is here. So that is okay. So not only am I doing, but I'm also going foot and then hand and foot together. So it goes. Practice that a few times. I think that's in a 7, 8. And a 7, 8. Very slowly. Faster. 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 Da-da-da-da. Okay, so you're going to put that in it when you come back in, after you've left it up in the air, the compás, and you're going to bring it back down. It's a nice way to get back in there, but with some authority. So if I'm here. Like that. Another place you can put it. So you can put it right there at the end to blend one compás into the next. So what I did is I went 8, 9, no, sorry. So all I do is put in a little pa-pa in between, and then I do it all over again. So I go. See what I did? very slowly. I just repeated the exact same thing, but I put two little palmas in between the first time I did it and the second time I did it. So I'm going. Bring me back in there. Now, the more air you can leave in between major accents, like if I do as opposed to, okay. You could use the other one if you really needed some volume, like to push through somebody with their footwork, if you're accompanying a dancer, for example, or if somebody's really playing hard through the end of a falsetto on a guitar, then you can maybe punch those little in-betweens. But for the most part, so let it dip where it's supposed to dip, let it rise where it's supposed to rise. So again, one more time, let's practice that slowly. Takes you right back to the 12. Or counting it. 12, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Is that last little riff. Okay, so work on that and see how you can come in and out between the basic palmas that we did in the beginning. Play with that silencio in the middle of the compás, and see how you can add in these little tricky riffs. And it'll just be a nice way to keep it interesting for you and keep the music moving a little bit more interesting. Okay, see you next time.